Wow, it looks different from up here. Let's say good morning to you. My name is Mike Chappell, and I'm honored this year to serve as the Church Administrative Council Chair. My wife Linda and I have been members of this church since 1986. I was baptized over in the old church building, and Wake Forest United Methodist Church is the only church I've ever been a member of. Although I do admit to being raised Baptist, I saw the light and joined the United Methodist Church. I come this morning during the ministry moment to talk with you about our church and how it serves not only our church members, but our greater Wake Forest area community as well. Did you know that we have over 35 groups that either use our facilities or are sponsored by our church? I've always been impressed and grateful that Wake Forest United Methodist has been able to provide Christian love and support to so many groups. And I'm going to name off some of the groups that we serve. Alcoholics Anonymous, Al-Anon, Alateen, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Crew, Girl Scouts, homeschool groups, Grief Group, United Methodist Men, United Women in Faith, Sunday school classes, adult children and youth choirs, youth group, Club 4-5, Vacation Bible School, prayer shawls, quilting group, Joyful Hearts, the Bazaar and the Brunswick Stew, a crafting group for the Bazaar, the Fish Fries, Bible study groups, marriage enrichment group, B3 groups, TOPS, preschool, book club, Crackpots, United Against Racism, Joyous Tuesday, Crop Walk, Memory Makers, Optimist Club, and the Woman's Club of Wake Forest. And for the aforementioned groups, we never charge a fee to any of them to use our facilities, and we love working Christ into these ministries in any way we can. For a moment, let me talk about a term that we hear in church, and one that Jim mentioned just a few minutes ago. The word is discipleship. Discipleship is a journey of intentional decisions leading to maturity in your relationship with Jesus, so that you become more like him in your attitudes, focus, and ultimately your behavior. It requires a commitment from the potential disciple and the disciple makers. It's not something that happens by accident overnight, and it can't be completed in a 6-week class. This is a lifelong commitment to follow God with your whole self and to both learn from and eventually teach others about how to follow him. When everything is going as it should, Christian community becomes a place where people are using their gifts to help each other grow, and the combined use of these gifts contributes to a culture that makes discipleship possible. And even when things become difficult, Christian community can be a place where we experience and live out forgiveness and reconciliation. And in all of this, discipleship is a part of the process as we follow Christ together and as we are mentored and mentor others along the way. Considering gifts, along with our giving of our time and talents, there is a third T to consider in discipleship. That is the word treasures. And in modern terms, it's about giving monetarily to the church. Our church has a long and proud history of our members giving generously to the mission, which is reaching out to others in the name of Christ. Our church is currently facing a shortfall in expected giving versus real giving. Expected giving is how the budget is based upon each year. Our finance committee has been exploring and brainstorming ideas to help improve our financial situation. That includes tightening and adjusting our budget accordingly. One of the ideas that was presented that I especially like is something very simple and I think very attainable. It involves giving just $10 more per week over what you may be currently giving. And believe me, everything you're already giving is important and greatly appreciated. If all of our 180 giving units, that is all of our families and individuals who contribute regularly, gave $10 more per week, we would gain over $90,000 in a year's time. Look at what that would mean for our church. It could wipe out our shortfall and even give us a little breathing room. It's always difficult to come before a group that's already giving to our wonderful church to ask for help. Therefore, I first say thank you again for your financial gifts to the church. Your giving is making a difference in our church and community. But the reality is that our mission of sharing the good news of Jesus includes utility bills, mortgage payments of $12,000 a month, salaries and repairs that come calling every month, just like in our households. And in order to keep our church growing, responsible, and on a solid financial footing, we have to meet these financial commitments. I love Wake Forest United Methodist Church and everything it does for our members in the greater Wake Forest community. I hope that you will consider helping our church to grow and spread the gospel of Jesus in all that we do and say. I'd like to share a testimony from one of our Alcoholics Anonymous participants. The Wake Forest group of Alcoholics Anonymous wishes to express our appreciation for the faithful commitment that our church has to AA. Allowing us to meet is a wonderful ministry of your church and a blessing to the recovery community. The whole premise of the Alcoholics Anonymous program is that only God has the power to help us recover from addiction, and the 12 steps are a roadmap to our relationship with God and others. The program provides a guide for living as we try to practice the principles in all aspects of our lives.